Hello and welcome to Cadwell Park, the mini Nürburgring for the next rounds of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championships. Now this is a championship designed to introduce young drivers into the world of motorsport. It's always fast, it's always exciting, it's always a lot of fun. Let's see what happens.
Rob Cox retains his 100% pole position setting record here at Cadwell Park, but has race winner from Anglesey, Jerry Nicosia, alongside. Michael Higgs and Aaron Thompson row 2, then Sam Watkins and Thomas Grundy, Nathan Edwards and Jess King on row 4. Well, all clear given at the back of the field, the green flag having been waved by the marshal. We're ready, the lights are on. Here's our view of the lights which go out now. Robert Cox gets away well, so too does Jerry Nicosia. Row 2, the dark blue with white stripes car of Aaron Thompson challenging for third. Michael Higgs is in there as well. Sam Watkins in red. Jessica King's made a great start from the back row of the grid. We're on board with Nathan Edwards, who looks up the inside. There isn't quite room. And Jessica takes position through Coppice and round Charlie's for the first time to take 7th position. Is 3rd and 4th. Michael Higgs from Aaron Thompson. Thompson having won the race, the first race of the day at Anglesey. Michael Higgs a race winner as well. So over half the field have taken race wins in the championship. It's that competitive. And a reminder, if you've not watched before, the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship for drivers of the age of 14 to 17. So if you're wondering why there's a relatively modest grid, it's only a 3-year catchment, effectively only a 2-year catchment, because at 16 you can move on to other formulae. That's a problem again for Aaron Thompson. He had a disaster at the first 2 rounds, DNFs in both the first races, so only had 2 races out of the first 4 in the championship. His first full race, his first finish in the championship this year was the winner Anglesey. Great tyre choice followed by an even better drive, and he sadly is out of the race again. Aaron must be wondering what he can do to get home to the finish here. But it's Rob Cox out front from Jerry Nicosia. There is Michael Higgs in 3rd place. So Higgs ahead of Thomas Grundy, Sam Watkins, then Jessica King and Nathan Edwards in 7th place, car number 21. So coming down the hill and heading towards Coppice, the first corner. Robert Cox goes to the outside to take the racing line into the left-hander at Coppice. It's unusual pole position here at Cadwell Park. It's actually on the outside of the circuit due to that left-hander that we've got as the first corner at Coppice. Currently they're going through the very long turn 2 at Charlie's on this 2.173 mile circuit. Nicosia, this is his pretty much the anniversary of his debut in the championship. So now we're seeing what he can do on circuits that he's already raced on. And he's got his lights on, his head down, he's driving a great race chasing the championship leader Robert Cox. Cox for his part has had 2 DNFs this year, so that's going to be the drop scores. These drivers can drop the 2 worst scores over the course of the year. And Rob's had 2 DNFs, Jess King's had 2 as well. Aaron Thompson now for him sadly on his 3rd. So most of the drivers are going to experience a problem at some point or another in the season. So down Mansfield, heading past the hairpin and up towards the mountain they go with Cox, who took the first 3 race wins of the season. Silverstone and Snetterton, and he's got off! Cox goes wide. Nicosia won't need to be invited again to go through and take the lead. So Nicosia goes through into the lead. Rob Cox down in 2nd position now. So Nicosia on a circuit that he's driven before, albeit first time out in the car. What a learning opportunity to have your debut here, which he did last year. And now on his 2nd visit leads. Robert Cox starting to get aggressively attacking again and looks at the inside. Nico Sear, it's a very difficult, if you talk to any driver, the seniors in particular will say that this circuit very difficult to overtake on. It is possible, but you're reliant generally on a mistake from another driver. And we saw Jerry capitalise on that moment where Rob Cox went wide at this point of the circuit, and Jerry doesn't want to make the same mistake, so he's in the lead. The lead pair getting away. Michael Higgs is still in third place, as you can see. Cox thinks about having a look up the inside as they go into the old hairpin. Here's the view of the exit from Barn, the last corner on the lap. Let's look at the lap times. It's Rob Cox who is the pace setter between the pair, but Nico Sear that holds position. Higgs goes through. So too does Tom Grundy in 43 in fourth position. Thomas qualified down in sixth place. The 16-year-old, another Daniels Motorsport prepared car, the guy who's done a little bit of drifting, so loved the wet conditions and would have learnt a great deal of car control over that. Did 3 meetings last year. Here is Michael Higgs in 34. Michael, you might remember, took the second race win at Snetterton, and he's coming under a wee bit of pressure now, so we'll see what Thomas Grundy can do in the 43 car. He's certainly piling on the pressure at the moment, but Higgs is used to soaking up the pressure on a car that's normally used in the Senior Championship as well, and logistically that's a nice thing to do, to be able to race a car in the seas. As Cox goes through, looks at, and off he goes. It was a look down the inside from Rob Cox. He wanted the lead but got on the grass and slew round in front of Nico Sear. That could have ended a lot worse for Jerry. He's still in the lead. Cox, now is he out of the race? Is it going to be a non-finish, or is he going to be able to rejoin? He has rejoined, but now with Sam Watkins for company. A little bit of bodywork flapping off the back of the car. So it was an ambitious move. You can't fault Rob for having a go. Let's hope that Jerry Nico Sear's car is not damaged as a result of that. And Rob certainly wouldn't have wanted to damage Jerry's car. He just wanted to try and race as hard as he could and as fairly as he could for the lead. But these things do happen from time to time. So it's Nico Sear now out front. Michael Higgs second. Third place is Thomas Grundy. Sam Watkins in car number 24. Some good footage from the Welsh-based driver. Climbs up the hill. This is where the car goes so light. And Sam lives down near Swansea. Heronstone Lodge's entered car, running well. See how dark it is under the trees here in wet. Oh, and no grip because of the wet. Off into the barrier. Oh, hard lines for Sam Watkins. Hopefully he'll be able to restart from there. You can see Marshall's waved the yellows very quickly. The WDE Motorsport prepared car ensconced in the tyres. I think he'll be able to get it out from there and rejoin the race. Meanwhile, Michael Higgs has been passed by Thomas Grundy for second position. It's Jerry Nico Sear in front. Jerry leading this race. He's got a handsome margin as well, having seen off Rob Cox, who's rejoined in fourth position now. So we look back, you can see Michael Higgs in third place. Can't see Rob Cox in the background at the moment. He has rejoined and will score points, but Jerry Nico Sear on his way here to take his second win, to add to the career first that he took at Anglesey in round 6 of the championship. This round is round 7, so 2 on the bounce for Jerry as he comes down the hill and into Mansfield. Waved yellow flags being shown there. Jerry doesn't have any cause for concern. Nobody close enough to bother him in terms of trying to take the race lead away from him. So past Aaron Thompson's stricken car. Let's hope that Aaron can be sorted out and join us on the grid for race 2. Through Hall Bends for the last time, past the clubhouse, now coming down in towards the old hairpin. 90-degree right-hander, little run downhill to Barn, another 90 degrees which will pop him down the hill and where he'll see the checkered flag for the second time in his career. Down the hill, there's the checker. Jerry Nicosia takes the checkered flag. Applause from the pit lane for him. Jerry wins it. Second place will go to Thomas Grundy. We're waiting for Thomas to come in. There he is. Flashes his lights. Michael Higgs is third and will cross the line in third place. But after the race, Jerry excluded due to failing the ride height. We'll give clarification of that later on. So Thomas Grundy takes his first win. Michael Higgs second from Rob Cox. Jess King next from Nathan Edwards. And Sam Watkins in sixth.
Jerry, you started second. Obviously, Rob had a bit of a problem there in his span and you got through, but you and him were fighting pretty well, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a great scrap from the start, and you know, we spoke with the team, just said just stay on his tail and see what you can do, and thankfully the scrap ended, and then I could just get my head down. And I have to give big thanks to Daniels Motorsport. They've been working their socks off, not just this weekend, all season. Thanks to Chris Hodgetts showing me how to drive, and Nissa Racing for funding it.
Tom, that was amazing. 6th to 2nd. Tell us about what happened.
Well, I got an all right start. Sam got a better one, slotted in front of me, and then just kept pushing, making my way up the field. And then unfortunately Cox spun off, so it just means everyone goes up in place.
Okay. Michael, third start, third finish. Doesn't really tell the story, does it?
No, it's a narrow track, overtaking, and well, Jerry and Rob just got a brilliant start. You know, they got away 5 seconds, I think it was in front of us, and then Tom started to catch me. I was sort of suffering from understeer everywhere through the trees. I just couldn't keep up with him. He just made the right move at the right time. I just couldn't catch him at all. Like towards the end of the race, I started to gain and catch him. I was right on his bumper for the last 3 laps, and then he just pulled away again.
Well, I'm here in the assembly area for the second race from the Fiesta Juniors, and we saw in the first race today that the winner, Jerry Nicosia, actually got disqualified because of a slight issue with the ride height of his car, going too low there for an unfair advantage, which means second place, Thomas Grundy, has been moved up from second to first. Now, Thomas, we'll try and speak to you with your crash helmet on. How does that make you feel that you just got your promotion to a win?
It's good to finally get a win, but I would have preferred to drive for a win instead of being given a win, but it's a win and I get the points.
It's a nice sort of turn of events though, isn't it? Especially when you think about the fact that somebody's got a slightly unfair advantage. It's nice that because you were racing clean effectively, you get that promotion.
Yeah, and I had exams on Friday, so I didn't get to do any testing, so I was down here Saturday morning trying to learn it.
It seems like you have learnt it, and so cast your attention now to the race you're about to take part in. You must be feeling a bit more confident.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident, but I'll be happy wherever I go. I've already had one this weekend.
Great stuff, wish you well.
Cheers.
So here's the grid. Congratulations to race 1 winner Thomas Grundy. Michael Higgs alongside Robert Cox and Jessica King on row 2, followed by Nathan Edwards and Sam Watkins. Back on the grid is Aaron Thompson after the non-finish, and Jerry Nicosia has got a lot to do from the back of the grid after that exclusion from race 1, which I'll clarify for you a little bit later on in the race. The lights are on now. Out they go, so it was a short way. Aaron Thompson fires himself towards the outside of the circuit to get the racing line. He's already passed one car. Thompson well in the mix. That car's doing well. Passes Nathan Edwards, and he's now challenging Jessica King to look for third place, which he gets. Great start by Aaron Thompson. There is Jerry Nicosia, who's got a delayed start after the exclusion, but it's Michael Higgs leading from Thomas Grundy, and as I say, congratulations to him on his first win. Nathan Edwards chasing hard at the moment. Robert Cox is behind them, hasn't made the best of starts, Rob, so he's got a fair bit of work to do. Challenge for second from Aaron Thompson on Thomas Grundy. Jessica King in 4th position from Nathan Edwards. We go on board and in car with Nathan. A great shot. What a superb circuit this is at Cadwell Park. A really good learning opportunity for these young drivers. If you could race successfully here. Oh, and Nathan Edwards gets it all sideways, trying to collect it up. Let's hope he doesn't whack the barrier. There's Jerry Nicosia playing catch up with the field. He's virtually caught them already on lap number 1. So Nathan Edwards rejoins Thankfully didn't hit the barrier, so he did well to keep the car out of the barrier, even better to keep it going, and he rejoins, which is a good piece of damage limitation. Nico Sear chasing 11, Rob Cox. They will renew battle. Remember, it was Cox put himself out of contention in race number 1 after a dive down the inside, wheels on the grass, and lost it. Manages to pass Jessica King. Nico Sear, I think, might have to wait a little bit longer. Jessica's enjoying her racing and learning by the bucket load. A little bit squirrely there for Cox on the exit of the old hairpin. Down to Barn, and the Nissan machine still giving chase. Go on board with Jerry again. Now let's see, where's he going to attempt to pass Jessica King, our lady racer? He could go to the outside here, which would be right of shot, outside of the left-hander coming into Coppice. Jess has done the right thing, taken the racing line, moves across as they come into Charlie. She's a very, very long right-hander now. And then you've got the run down Park Straight. So if Jerry here taking the wide entrance into Park, might carry a bit more momentum. It's the run along Park Straight, down into Park Corner. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Jess is keeping wide, so she's leaving room. Great piece of braking. You saw how Jerry's braking was more efficient there, and he goes through, makes the pass past Jessica King, but he's got some work to do to try and catch up with Robert Cox, who's a good few yards down the road now and ahead of him. So on board with Jerry again. Now let's clarify what happened with the exclusion. It was the ride height test that was failed. And what happens is that at the end of the race, the scrutineer will put a measured block under the car, and if the block doesn't fit, then you're excluded from the race. Now the part of the car that failed the test was the exhaust part, where one of the exhaust brackets had broken during the race, a weld had broken. So it wasn't cheating by the team, it was just unfortunate that something had happened, and rules are rules. Jerry sadly excluded from the race, but I wanted to make that clear so everybody watching knows that there aren't teams cheating or anything like that in the championship. Jerry, of course, took the checkered flag on the road. He wouldn't have added to his performance as far as I'm aware, so he'll be disappointed, but he's taken it on the chin and he's working his way through the field here and giving us some great entertainment, doing exactly what a mature driver would do, which is get on with the job in hand. You can see he's caught Rob Cox, and at the moment we've got Aaron Thompson at the head of these three cars. Rob Cox in second. Jerry Nico Sear is behind. Thompson's car looks very handy at the moment after that non-finish in race number 1. Now if you look at the results scored so far for Aaron Thompson, when he's finished, he's never finished off the podium, but he's only finished twice so far this year. A win and a fastest lap in race 1 at Anglesey, and then a third place in race 2 at Anglesey. Thompson goes wide. Nico Sear closing up on Rob Cox, and these three circulating well. Driving standards flag going out, and I'm just having a look on the timing screen to see if anyone's been giving a penalty. I suspect track limits tends to be the usual one these days, but no news from race control what that's for as we go in car with Rob Cox. This is the view from the championship leader's office. Well, Rob working hard, as you can see. WDE, Wayne Eason's team, prepare the machine, and he's putting pressure on Aaron Thompson. So Rob Cox now looking to make that move, and Aaron Thompson still hangs on. This is the run into Park Corner. Is Rob going to make a lunge down the inside? Can't do it at the moment. Nico Sear is there as well, and of course we'll pick up any of the pieces should this end in tears for the two cars in front of him. Thompson retains it, and of course we'll be looking in his mirrors out of the gooseneck into Mansfield, and the 15-year-old from Romford continues on his way. The SDT contracts Rock Oil MJC Garages car, ex-Carter, and I've mentioned it before, Aaron Thompson, one of the tallest lads in the business, over 6 foot already, and just 15 years of age. So a sensible move to come into. You don't just have to be tall to come into this championship. We've got a lot of, should we say, regular sized drivers come in as well, and finding this racing much cheaper than a season of karting. And of course it has a lot more kudos with sponsors coming and having car racing, which is then televised. Rob Cox now is coming under pressure from Nico Sear. So this is taking the attention, or his attention, away a little bit from Aaron Thompson, who is still leading. So Thompson out front, Rob Cox in second position. Jerry Nicosia is in third. Are we going to see Jerry maybe take a win? He's back in third. He's got just around about 2 miles now between himself and perhaps a win. He's come right the way through the field. Thompson's still out front. Nicosia is chasing hard along Park Straight for the last time. Rob Cox is working hard as well. Let's see whether he can make a move here. Nicosia's looking up the inside line into Park. He's got the inside line and goes through past Robert Cox. Great move by Nicosia up into second place. It's Aaron Thompson who leads this one, and is Aaron going to take a second win? Nicosia's absolutely flying though in this one. Fastest lap of the race went to Rob Cox back on lap 5, 1 minute 45.753. But it's Aaron Thompson. Both of these drivers, remember, started at the back of the field. Nicosia with the 3-second penalty as well. Now, is Thompson's car slowing? No, looks okay. A momentary scare, but certainly Nicosia is closing in. Thompson climbs the hill, still in lead position. Jerry's all over his back end as they go up the hill. And Thompson's going to go defensive. He's weaving around slightly to just try and defend. It's not overly weaving around. You're allowed one move across the circuit. He goes down through the old hairpin for the last time. Runs a little bit wide. So too does Nicosia in chasing. Rob Cox is still there in third, who doesn't look particularly happy. But it's the run down to the flag. And it's Thompson that takes the win. But as he did so, his engine has let go. Thompson wins, Nicosia second, and Rob Cox there in third place. Here's confirmation of that. Cox got the fastest lap too. Thompson, Nicosia, Cox, Tom Grundy fourth from Jess King, and Nathan Edwards in sixth position. An engine expiry for Michael Higgs too.
Well, Aaron, spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. From last all the way to the first, I'm extremely happy. I had a very, very scary accident yesterday when the car was actually in the air and up on its side at one point. I thought I was going over, and Jam Sport have put on an excellent car for me, managed to get it fixed and out there. So for first race to have a DNF, start last to come through to first, I'm really happy.
Jerry, it was obviously disappointing for you having to get started at the back of the grid there after the earlier race, but you pulled something out of the hat there, didn't you?
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was just a bit annoyed. Obviously, that's the rules, and just got my head down, got a good start, started picking off the people one by one and made a move on Rob right at the end.
Well, that was interesting. Third on the grid to start with, then something happened at the start.
Yeah, well, I got quite a good start, but obviously going into second gear I missed it, and that was a bit of a kerfuffle. Dropped down to, I think it was second last in front of Jerry, and just had to put my head down and try and find my way forward. And we got behind Thompson in the end for challenging for the lead, but then the engine started giving in towards the end and it just dropped away really.
Do you know what the problem was?
No, don't know actually, but it is something to do with the engine. The power was just going and going and going. That's how Jerry got past me on the last lap.
Well, that's all we got for you here at Cadwell Park. A huge amount of excitement over the weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.